Hello, Namaste viewers, Namaste masters, and Namaste friends. I'm very happy. A lot of people are communicating with me regularly on WhatsApp, and I'm able to share my wisdom and answer most of your questions. And few people have emailed me. I'm yet to reply. Pardon me for that. I'll take my time and reply. And today, very important topic is law of karma. In order to understand law of karma, you have to understand the six principles behind law of karma. Those are spiritual principles. If you understand these six principles, it will be very easy for you to get out of these Janana Manana cycles, that is, birth and rebirth. You can totally get out of this cycle. You get moksha, you get enlightenment. Later, if you want to come to earth, you will come as a guru to teach because all the lessons are learned. Otherwise, you will keep coming for fulfilling the balance. You must have this goal to become enlightened, so you don't need to come back. I have decided to live until 2095 so that I can do maximum amount of works in this lifetime. I can reap a lot. I can do a lot in one lifetime. So that is my goal. So when it comes to the law of karma, you have to understand the six basic principles. The law, first law, which says law of consciousness. We are not this body. We are not this muscles, tissues, skin, blood, organs, bones. We are not this. We are nothing but pure consciousness. That is the first step in spirituality everybody has to understand. The consciousness doesn't have a form, but the consciousness have a feeling. The consciousness have a thought. So the consciousness takes a birth. There comes the second law, law of incarnation or law of reincarnation. So the consciousness is a state. When it incarnates into a physical body, that's when the first human life it start taking. So when you incarnate, that is the second law. You take a human body, you will start experiencing. Tomorrow we will understand different stages of a soul, but today we will understand the law of karma. Tomorrow we will go deeper into the stages of a soul. And it is easy to distinguish where we are and where others are. It will be easy. So the second law says law of incarnation or law of reincarnation. So you come, you take a role, you play the role, and again you come back, reincarnation. So from the law of consciousness, you get into law of incarnation or law of reincarnation. And the third law is law of karma. This is where it starts. When you incarnate to learn lessons and finish someone, either the animal kingdom or the human kingdom, you mess up. You do certain things which you should be doing, which you should not be doing. So those things will be noted. If you do anything wrong, here in the earth law, people may notice or not notice. But in the law of karma, everything will be noticed. You cannot escape by doing anything against the nature. So in that law of karma, there will be balances. What balances? The first important, most thing you need to understand is when you cut an animal and eat, that becomes the biggest crime. It may not be a law here, but there it's the biggest law. If you do that, again you have to reincarnate in order to compensate for it. And when you have to compensate, then you will be getting some disease. That is the way you have to. When you give sufferings, as you sow, so you reap. As Jesus said, as you sow, so you reap. So when you give suffering, you have to take back the suffering, either this lifetime or next lifetime. So when somebody is suffering, they say, I am suffering from something, I just want to immediately get out of it. Not a 0.01% suffering comes to you if you don't have any karma balance. Through your mind, you create a lot of sufferings. That's a different subject. But sometimes, whatever problems you are facing, it is all because of your past life karma or this life karma. You should not give trouble to any animal, any human. If you do so, so you will reap. You may agree, you may argue, you may not accept, but the day of death you will understand everything. So you will have to again incarnate or reincarnate in order to nullify the law of karma. There should not be any balance. Then the fourth law of constant progression. You will see certain people in your life who doesn't step out of the house, who doesn't work, who doesn't meet much people. They just sit. They just sit. They just live. But still, there is a constant progression. They progress. They are learning something. So it's a constant progression. Remember, in spirituality, there is no going back. It's only going forward. If someone says, I went back, I lost everything, I am going back. No, it's only your mind play. In spirituality, once you reach a level, there is never going back. A wall will be traveling with you. So you cannot go back. You can only go forward. That is a law of constant progression. But if you understand the truth that there is a purpose of life, that we can do a lot, that we need to improvise. That's the fifth law, that is law of fastening the progression. No regression, only progression. So you go out, you meet people, you do many things so that you are fastening the progress. The results will be totally out of your control. Because it is a summation of all the past lives. If you are affecting one person's life, his life is connected to many of his past lives and many of the other lives. So it is a very uncertain thing. You cannot even mind map it. These are the 6 spiritual laws. The law of consciousness, the law of incarnation or reincarnation. Third, the law of karma. Fourth, the law of constant progression. Fifth, the law of fastening the progression. Sixth, the law of uncertainty. If you reach all these 6 levels, then you can reach the highest level and then there is no more reincarnation. To put it in a simple language, let me tell you, these are universal laws. This is not the earth laws. This is a universal law and nobody can escape the law. For every crime we do, in general, there will be another person who comes, either the victim or the proof guy. But for our crimes, cutting an animal or troubling others or killing others or interfering into others' life, we become the victim and we become the proof. We go and confess, yes, I screwed up this lifetime. Kindly give me one more chance. You have to plead. Rather, when you vacate the body and go, they should clap for you. They should say, this is how the life has to be led. And people there has to get motivation to come to earth looking at you. So you have to set as an example here and there. That is my most important goal. I always focus on that. I want to always set an example here and there. Always remember, since we are in the human bodies, we talk about spirituality a lot, but still we are in the human body. In the human body, there are two parts which is most important. One is the brain, one is the heart. After my spiritual journey, when I started about to start the business, my brother-in-law told me only one thing. All these days you work from the heart, now you are entering into the world of business. Start entering into the world of brain. Start thinking from here. It's a very difficult process for me to go from here to here. It took very long time. But spirituality has taught me middle path. This and this, both has to be in the middle path. I'll tell you one most important principle which you understand and follow, you can get out of the law of karma. It's very, very simple, but you need to understand it very properly. Our entire education system only focuses on the brain. They teach you all the logics, they teach you all the mathematics, they give you all the textbooks of knowledge. They create a competitive nature. The first prize, second prize, third prize, and you have to run behind it. There is no support to others. Only you, and you have to do a horse race, rat race, and then you will be appreciated for that. You will be given a doctorate, you will be given a PhD. Yet those people are highly frustrated, highly disappointed, highly dissatisfied. They are not connected with everyone. They feel that disconnection, they feel that loneliness, they feel like crying. They are not in balance. Have you ever thought why? They have the highest importance in the society, they have the good money, they are being seen as a successful person, yet inside of them there is void. They are suffering because our education system will never teach you how to work with your heart. It is the duty of the government, it is the duty of the every school system to start teaching from the heart. In my childhood, when I was not a great brilliant student in my class, I was literally thrashed by all the teachers. They did not understand where I am really suffering. They did not give me any support. Rather, they only abused, they scolded me. I got a lot of hits. There's no support system. How can a kid grow when there is no support system? Rather, if they connect with me, if they understand what really I am, later it will be very easy. I saw a recent video in Japan. A small kid, a karate kid, very small kid, maybe 3 years, it is trying to break a rock. It literally failed for the first time. The kid started crying. You know what happened? The 100 kids around her, everybody came nearby and they all clapped and said, yes, you can, do it, do it, do it. And then the kids woke up. They hit twice, thrice, and when she finally hit the rock, everybody bumped onto her. They kissed, hugged. Wow. That fellow never shares his notes to us. He never shares the secret. He never gives the time to us. So selfish. Only I should get my rank. I should be ahead of everyone. Survival instincts. If I am happy, my family, my kid, I have all the essentials. Is that enough? What happens? You have to take care of you and your family. I'm not saying no. But is that enough? The biggest secret of you to get out of the law of karma is you must start working from your heart. Why and how? If you work from your heart, there is always a constant connection between your heart and the brain. You have a mobile phone. This mobile phone has a electromagnetic radiations. This electromagnetic radiations, whatever the message, whatever the photograph or video, audio you want to send to others, it is EM waves. It goes to the tower and goes to them. Similarly, your heart and the brain continuously passes signals in between each other. Those are EM waves. So they continuously are in communication. But when this fellow, the heart, is totally ignored, only you are working from here. And that's where you are missing the big game. The words like love, care, compassion, sharing, caring, service, all these things comes from the heart. Gandhiji worked from the heart, so he became enlightened. Teresa worked from the heart, she became enlightened. Vivekananda worked from the heart, he became enlightened. Hitler worked from the head. Genghis Khan worked from the head. All the warriors worked from the head. They never got enlightened. There was a huge massacre. Why we need to do spiritual services? Why? That will open up your heart like anything. Without any expectations. You start giving your time, your knowledge, your presence, your energy. I feel some connection with me. How we are connected? We are not connected from the head. We are not business partners. We all are spiritual friends. So we are connected from the heart to heart. The emotions are here. The feelings are here. The connections established from the heart to heart. If you start working, start giving, meditating, sharing, your heart chakra becomes very strong. It cleanses. Your heart also has a brain. The recent study said the heart has a nervous system which is very complex, that can think. No medical science has taught us this. You will stop interfering into others' lives. Live and let live. You will start giving your time and knowledge, wisdom. You will start sharing what you have with others. And all your positive karma will increase like anything. It will all nullify your bad karma. That is how you get out of this karmic cycle. Otherwise, your next life is 100% guaranteed. Whether you want to make this life as the last or the next or next after that, it's your choice. Just like past life regression, there is a future life progression. A lot of people do that. They will take you to future lives. Past lives we cannot change the past lives. Anytime you sit, that's the same past life gets revealed. But in the future life progression depends on what you are doing today. You can change yourself. From the day one, the biggest formula which I followed is going to the places and teaching people, not asking people to come to me. I went to a lot of places. I taught meditation to more than 1 lakh people. Or more than that, I don't know. The count is unlimited now. I keep reading the books, I share my experiences, share my knowledge, share my energy. And people come to my home, I happily serve them food. So as when I go to their houses, they happily share their time and food to me. We'll have a good Sajjana Sangatya, knowledge discussions, energy discussions, energy transfers. This is how you get out of this karmic cycle. If you sit at one place like a Pitadipati, ask everybody to come, you will become an Arihant. But when you step out or when you from the house you start giving sessions to others wherever they are. You go and do it. That is when you become a Buddha. Buddha is not a person. It is a state. Buddhahood. So your brain, you are trained very highly on your brain, but in the heart it is highly ignored. The school has not taught us, and people around us, they are all selfish. So you think you have to live like that? Yet after having a good house, a good family, kids, money, why you are suffering? Have you ever thought about it? Lockdown, why everybody is suffering? Because you are not able to feed the brain. You want malls, you want theaters, you want luxuries. When you are alone, you are suffering. Why? Because the heart is totally damaged. If you take care of your heart, no transplantation is needed, no surgeries are needed. You have to allow the light to pass through the heart. That can only happen in service. What is service? Sharing your knowledge, sharing your time, teaching meditation. Let it open without any expectation. Then your heart chakra becomes very strong. Then that compassion, that love, the care, it will teach to the brain. Then your thinking changes. The way you look at people changes. Unless otherwise you see oneness, that everybody is equal, you will never become enlightened. You may try different techniques, you may read thousands of books, but again you have to incarnate, because you have not experienced what is oneness. If you experience oneness, that's then it is a tick. You have learned all the life lessons. So in order for you to experience oneness, what you must do? You have to be in the service. If you do some social service, yes, it will open up your heart. If you go and do some service during these tougher times, yes, it will open your heart. But when you do spiritual service, the heart becomes open like anything. There's a highest of all the services, because you are helping others to become enlightened, not just giving food to one person for one day. Again, tomorrow he is hungry. You are giving some formula for his soul. You are giving a formula for all the 7 bodies which is suffering. And this heart is never activated before. So it is going to help you, my friends, first. In spiritual service, the first most important thing is, first it will help you. Everyday session, I am able to meditate with you. I am helping myself. I am able to share knowledge. It is a revision for us. You must remember every day that you are not this body. You must remember every day that you must meditate. You must remember every day that you have to do service. You must keep on remembering throughout your life every day, because otherwise you will fall into the trap called Maya. The truth is always true, whether here or the higher. Never get into the trap. You work with your heart and the head, both together. You must give, but you must know how much to give. It's not too much to give, it's not never giving. You have to have that balance. You must not make others dependent on you. But at the same time, you must not stop helping. You must help, you must guide, but make them independent. My guru has taught me that what the first one statement is that be a master. So I became a master, and I want everybody who connects with me to become a master, not a slave. No slaves, no slaves, no ashirvadas here, no slavery concept. You must become a master. That's why I call you all friends. We will share each other our knowledge, our experience, our energies. You must grow on your own. and I'm here to guide you, help you. I'm very happy indeed. A lot of people are connecting with me, and for few people, they started even writing a channeled message from Yogananda Paramahamsa. I've shared to my own network now. So it's a great progression. Everybody is getting it. I'm very happy to see that. So remember, the law of karma says non-interference. If you want to get out of this karmic cycle, the first and foremost thing you must do is you must start being in the service. Whatever you know, go and teach. You did not become a perfect master to go and teach. Whatever you know, close your eyes, observe the breath. You know now the technique. Go and teach others. So as you keep on doing it, so you grow and grow. Your heart has to become like an ocean. There should be a lot of light. Then this will correct this. Nobody can correct directly this. If we are connected with the heads, there's always a difference of opinion. And the connection will never happen. From the head to head, brain to brain, the connections can never happen. But heart to heart, everywhere the connections can happen. So we all are friends. We all now are connected from heart to heart. Remember this point. If you do this, then you will have a satisfied life. You will have a purposeful life. Wherever you are fulfilled. You are most happy. Then you share happiness. The more you share, the more it grows. Then there will be a meaning for your life. There will be a fulfillment for your life. There is no frustration. There is no misery. There is no sorrow. No heavy hearts. So be in spiritual service. That is the first formula which I learned and I am doing. And I am the most happiest person. So this is what I want to share on law of karma. We learned about breath, the mind, thought power, and today the law of karma. Whatever experiences I have, knowledge I have, I'm sharing with you. So stay connected. Enjoy. I have added a lot of music in my YouTube channel. Keep listening and tell to all your friends and families to attend the session. They will all let everybody benefit. Thank you very much. Have a great day, friends. Bye bye.